Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're gonna take a break from getting killed by tree fuckers and see if we could go ahead and check out Ward 13 since we got this key card. See if it works. Go ahead and explore down here. See what kind of goodies we could get. And see if there's any tree fuckers down here to kill us. Tome of Knowledge. Let's see. Ward 13, command and control access terminal, no. Electronic mail. From Commander Nathan Haskill to all subjects, security protocol update. Due to recent events, we will be amending our security protocol to require an additional photo ID check upon entry to Ward 13. Entry will still require use of personal security cards. However, an additional ID check will be performed upon entry to the ward. All security officers have been notified of the change, and the new protocol will take effect immediately. Commander Nathan Haskill. Beefing up security. Well, everyone's dead, so I guess it didn't work. Fucking idiot. Anything over here? Anything else we could read? Nope. Let's see. Ward 13, command and... Alright. Casa physical. Alright. I guess this is gonna be a all reading episode, I guess. I'm gonna read a bunch of bullshit. Eureka, it's taken us months, but we have finally reconnected a dreamer to Gabriel's world. Subject 24191 is online. The new bonded entity is vastly different from the previous one. Visual recordings are dim, but audio is greatly enhanced, so much so that our equipment cannot accurately record all of it. The new guardian is belligerent towards the inhabitants, malicious even. I suspect it shares memories with the previous guardian. Consciously or not, it knows what the fuzzies did and treats them accordingly. Fascinating. What is going on? Sounds like the high-ups are planning an honest-to-God physical expedition to one of the worlds. Commander Neville has requested all operation managers to submit our recommendations. Given the things we've seen since bringing Casa online, the Guardian, the root creatures, the massacres, I think it's obvious what our stance has to be. Casa's equipment is going bonkers. It keeps resetting itself to a specific set of perimeters, not just the dreaming harness, but the recording equipment, diagnostics, and even life support. The effect seems to be coming from Casa herself, but none of us understand how that's possible. Per procedure, we've tried to sedate and reboot Casa, but that has proven impossible. The system ignores our commands for sedation. Reg tried physically administering the drugs, of course, but the system automatically applied a reversal agent. I'm concerned if we try to overpower the system, we will end up killing the dreamer. On the other hand, that may be our only option if this feedback loop doesn't resolve itself. We'll continue our observations for now, but after what happened with Gabriel and Clementine, I'm worried. They're everywhere. The root is on fire. We don't give a fuck, let that motherfucker burn. Creatures from Casa's world. We were unprepared. How could we be? They attacked so quickly. Reg is dead. So many are dead. We've lost contact with wards 16 and 17. Maybe others. Those of us still alive have locked ourselves in Casa's room for now, but it won't be long before we're discovered. What the hell is happening? So the Root are from another world? Who is Casa? The Dreamers. They're after the Dreamers. They've killed all but Casa already. It's just a matter of time. Except they aren't pounding on our door. They must know we're in here. If they're after Dreamers, why would they leave it? Why would they leave us alone unless, oh God, Casa, she's the gate. That's what I have to do then. We don't have any other choice. If we leave this room, they'll slaughter us. And if I'm wrong, well, one more dead dreamer won't matter much. If we're all dead. Oh shit. It's done. The system fought us at every turn. And then the Root creatures began pounding at the door, as though they knew what we were trying to do. But it's over. She's dead. And the Root are still out there. We're preparing to make the final run for it. I don't know how far we'll get, but we'll die if we stay here. Harsgard's Dreamer was in a feedback loop too. We have to tell them if I was right about her being the gate, then... Oh, that's it. We're learning a little bit more about the system then, huh? Electronic mail. Dearest Reg, I know you're dying to learn what the government's been doing since I moved to Ward 13, but there's so much to tell. I don't know where to start. The red crystals weren't anything we thought, Reg. They're not power sources at all. They're conduits through space itself. I know, I wouldn't have believed it either. Wait until you see what they're doing. They've connected test subject dreamers. They call them to some kind of guardian entities in other worlds. I don't mean other planets. I mean parallel worlds side by side with Earth. But completely inaccessible apart from the crystals. Ford and Harsgard. You remember Captain Ford, dear? He was a recruitment official who visited us at the university. Have a few dreamers on the atoll offshore. And the preliminary reports sound like a fairy tale. Fauns, goblins, even magic, of course. It can't actually be magic, but it certainly feels like it, based on our current understanding of physics. It's hard to explain without being able to show you, Reg, but they won't let that happen until your transfer goes through. I don't even know if they'll allow this letter out. To be honest, it's fine. I'll show everything in person when you arrive. Our ward already has 2 dreamers connected. I'm supervising activation of a third in a few days. Gabriel, they call him, though I get the feeling it's not his real name. I can't wait to see what he sees, to start investigating one of these worlds for myself. We're on the verge of something amazing, Reg. There's so much more to the universe than anyone thought, even Einstein. What wonders might be out there, just lying in wait for our discovery. See you soon, Belinda. Huh. Reports. Subject 24191. Preliminary observations and findings. Author Dr. Belinda Marsh. Operations Research Analysis Manager, Ward 13. Abstract. Commander Neville has asked for recommendations on which worlds should be chosen for our first physical expedition. Subject 24191 is the second dreamer bonded to the so-called Fuzzies world, but the world has changed drastically since the loss of the previous dreamer. With a new guardian entity, a new invading species, and widespread alterations to the world and its inhabitants, it is fair to say that it is no longer the Fuzzies' world, and it is highly dangerous. It is to my recommendations that we do not send a physical expedition to this world at this time. Keyword subject 2419 Gabriel Casa Dreamer Fuzzies. root creatures. Background. Last year, subject 2419, known as Gabriel, died in the Dreamer's chair when his guardian entity was killed by the inhabitants of his world, informally known as the Fuzzies. The Fuzzies were intelligent and warlike, yet they were caring towards each other. We still do not know why they turned on their guardian. In February of this year, we were finally successful in connecting a second dreamer when subject 24191, herein referred to as Casa, bonded to what appears to be a new guardian in the same world. We have been feverishly gathering data ever since. Preliminary findings. Casa's world is almost completely unrecognizable from before Gabriel's observed what appeared to be a massive living organism populated by small fur-covered creatures called fuzzies. Casa, however, sees a world covered in root-like growths with little of the original landscape visible underneath it. Fuzzies are rarely seen at all, at least not alive. The world is now populated by a new, violent species of creatures. It is unclear where this new species came from. We saw no evidence of them in Gabriel's recording, but they have eliminated a large percentage of the former population in a very short time. The new species appear to be plant-based, bearing a resemblance to motel trees or roots. These creatures are violent and destructive, actively hunting the fuzzies, slaughtering them, then leaving the bodies behind while they hunt more. We believe there may still be fuzzies alive and in hiding, but given the ferocity of the root species, it is unlikely they will remain so very long. Conclusion and recommendation. I believe the fuzzies will not survive without some kind of intervention. However, I cannot recommend that a human scouting party will visit Casa's world at this time. It is likely the root species will treat us the same as the fuzzies, and given the speed and ferocity in which they fight, a lone scouting party will not stand a chance, even with modern weapons. For now, I believe it is best that we continue our observations to learn what we can about this new species before engaging them. Alright. So the root come from a world where they invaded another world, I guess, huh? Let's see. I have no idea what that was. That was pretty unsettling, though. Let's see. A fuse. Looks like got a wheelchair and some gurneys. Huh. This looks like medical supplies, but I guess you can't get any. Let's see what's in here. Ooh, what is that? Cool. So I'm guessing this has been playing for like 100 years or something. Nah, not that long. However long ago the Ward 13 was abandoned. Can I? Oh, cool. Got another bandage. Whoa, that guy got fucked up. Cool ammo box. Ooh. Hmm. We're 13, command and control. Huh, that doesn't look good. Let's see. Gabriel. The dreamer known as Gabriel, subject 2419, is online. Data is coming faster than we can deal with it. Gabriel's bonded entity guards a literal living world, some kind of massive biological organism that houses the guardian within it. The ground is flesh in response to stimuli. The air is thick with moisture. The breeze shifts cynically, like breathing. The inhabitants of the world are equally fascinating, small fur-covered bipeds that we dubbed fuzzies for their resemblance to creatures from H. Bean Piper's novels. They appear to be sentient. They have no spoken language, but they build tools and structures from their bone-like growths found throughout the world. These observations are preliminary, of course, but they're so exciting. A new species, first contact. What revelation might we uncover? Error. File corrupted. The fuzzies have been acting stranger. At first, they had a kind of god worshipper relationship with Gabriel's entity, but we've recently seen signs of fear and distrust. A few even threw rocks at their guardian. Could Gabriel's bond have somehow caused this? We've been very careful to observe only, not to interfere, but maybe the fuzzies detect some subtle change we could not predict. Too subtle for us to notice, yet strong enough to cause a violent reaction? That seems implausible. A minority of my team is concerned that this will affect our experiment. One team member is worried Gabriel himself might be in danger, though I've seen no evidence of that. Gabriel's vitals have been unaffected by the random attacks. A more valid concern is that the very act of observing is affecting what we observe. That may be valid, but it's not reason enough to wake the dreamer. Not yet. See error. Uprising. Gabriel was attacked today, or rather the Guardian was. We're combing our records for any sign of provocation on our part, but so far have found nothing. Gabriel's been completely passive, allowing the Guardian to act independently. Most likely whatever's happening predates Gabriel's bond. Geez, there's a lot of crazy ambient noises going on. There have been more calls from the team to wake Gabriel, still a minority, but it's true that his heart rate rose briefly during the attacks, but there have been no other signs that the attack affected him in any way. I've ordered observations to continue. We will see this through. Error. Oh, shoot. Subject 2419 has been declared dead on Sunday, April 3rd, 1966. His guardian was killed and his body consequently suffered a cardiac arrest. We lost input immediately. Needless to say, my team is devastated, and yet this presents exciting new information. This is the first time a dreamer has died in the chair. Tragic though Gabriel's death is, it proves the bond between dreamers and a guardian is even stronger than we knew. Research in the fuzzy world has been put on hold for now. Our previous observations in these log entries will be transferred to another room for study while Gabriel's chair is prepared for the next dreamer. I know we'll be back. There's so much yet to learn. What happens when world's guardians die anyway? They don't know what they're messing with. I don't know, man. That blood looks fresh. For this place to be abandoned. I don't like this red. Let's see. That is something. What happened here? I think it was teleported to a different place. Let's see. In this room, please keep the air conditioner on at all times. The dreamer's entity lives on it in a frozen world in some places, colder than any recorded measurement on Earth, and seems to reflect aspects of that bond. In particular, she shows physical signs of discomfort at any temperature above 55 degrees. Those working in this area are encouraged to wear layers. The Guardian came across a clutch of orphan Polas. Apparently they had been lost in a blizzard, but the effect on Clementine was unexpected. Her noradrenaline levels dropped, and her body showed signs of laceration. Most of the team believed the Guardian, the Dreamer, or both were saddened at the discovery, but we have no record of Guardian ever having or eliciting emotions. If only we could record emotional states somehow. It is unfortunate that we can't speak to the dreamers without waking them, and that we can't wake them without risking loss of their bond. New procedures. FYI, per Commander Neville's orders, we have sedated Clementine until her noradrenaline levels return back to normal. I guess this is now a standard operating procedure whenever a dreamer exhibits any potentially unstable behavior. I suspect the source of this edict is Captain Ford. After what happened with Gabriel, and with Harsgard about to connect a new dreamer to this clawbone entity, I'm guessing Ford doesn't want any more unnecessary risk. He's probably right. Janitor? Could someone please tell the janitor to leave the AC alone? That's the third time we've had to reboot Clementine this month. Whoa. Rather, I think she shifted somehow, that she still exists. Somewhere along with everything else, including the poor janitor, unfortunately. I fucked up. As to why it sounds like someone's walking around behind me. As to why I only conjecture reviewing Clementine's final tapes shows something. And in the very last frame, in one darkened corner, you can see this be Clawbone? Harsgard always described his unknown entity in fantastic terms, but what if he wasn't exaggerating? We know he brought his dreamer online at approximately the same time Clementine disappeared after all. As I said, conjecture, but... I guess let's keep going. See what we run into. Ah, it's locked. Can't get down there. Let's go talk to Commander Ford. See what she has to say about all this. Hey, how's it going, bud? All right. See.
Can't imagine things look great out there.
Oh, you got nothing to say? All right. Well, let's see. I guess I'm gonna call it an episode right now. I guess we'll just call this a lore dump. Next time we'll be back to killing tree fuckers. So I'll see you guys next time.